And let's take you out on the streets once more to find out what's happening this morning, as we have been doing since the outbreak of the violence and unrest, the looting sprees that have dominated news headlines here in South Africa over the past few days. We take you now to Soweto, where Leanne is at Maponya Mall. So let's find out what's happening there. Leanne, so moving around quite a bit this morning, tell us what's happening at Maponya Mall.
Thanks very much, Sakina. That's exactly what we're trying to do, just to give you a sense of what is happening around Gauteng. So when you first crossed to us in the first hour, we were just on Empire Road at one of the petrol stations, and things were still looking okay there, although when we spoke to the people that were working there, they said they'd never ever seen the amount of fuel purchased yesterday, but they were still fine and they were still getting delivery. In fact, an interesting fact to know is that some of the petrol stations in around the country actually get through a pipeline, and there are only a few that get deliveries. So it's important to know that don't panic too much. It is something that you need to know. The shelves were pretty empty. The more we went down, we even looked at another garage on the way, but that was more in Soweto. Completely empty, the shelves there. So now we've made our way to Maponya Mall, and this is a very interesting story. So if you can see, I know a lot of people have been calling out asking where the SANDF. Well, I can confirm to you the SANDF are located right here. They've actually just moved away from me. I'm with Japan Matabula, who is our camera operator, my colleague for today. So you can see that very much so the SANDF are operating here, but it is a complete shutdown of Maponya Mall. You have got community members that have come out. You saw this yesterday. This is a big story that has been, that you've seen the community are saying, you will not destroy this mall. We are going to protect it and guard it with everything we have. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have stood all night. They've sat here. You can see they've got fires going to keep warm. And they've even set up a table over there where they are staying and they are protecting what they have left. So this is the scene here at Maponya Mall, and it is quite I must say, a good scene to see the community standing up and saying, we will not stand for looting, we will not stand for any kind of vigilantism that has gripped so many different areas around the country, particularly in KZN, what we're seeing still unfolding, and of course in other areas here in Soweto. We're going to try and make our way to something we saw yesterday, which was Jabulani Mall. And Jabulani Mall, of course, as you know, has been completely looted. There is nothing left of it. So we're going to go and examine the aftermath of what we have been seeing here taking place in the country. But from what I can tell you, Sakina, is that there's a very different mood here in Soweto. I don't feel the panic that we have been seeing over the last couple of days. That's just the sense that I'm getting this morning. We wanted to speak to some of the community members that are here and have been standing guard, but they've said there are only 2 people that can speak to the media, and as it stands right now, they are not here. So I understand that, and I think that that's fair enough. They want to make sure that they're on the same page, that they convey the same message through the same people. So they're not allowing many people to speak. As you know, from the SANDF side, you certainly can't get anything from them. But I did speak to one of the police officers that are stationed here, because there are police officers everywhere. I mean, this is something that is quite extraordinary, where you heard South Africans calling for visible policing. Well, I can tell you here, there is definitely visible policing. There are vans arriving constantly, and there is big security here. But one update from one of the police officers I spoke to said it was very quiet through the night. They had no incidences to report here at Maponya Mall, and they're hoping that this will last through the day. So that's the good story that we're here to report at the moment. It seems very stable right now. There's some helicopters that are hovering above. I'm not sure if Japan, you can actually zoom in there. It looks like an SAPS helicopter that's hovering above the area, just obviously monitoring and trying to see if there are any hotspot areas that they need to attend to. But it looks like there is a very, very close eye on Soweto this morning. I know that my colleague Griselda Lewis is also in the area and is going to be bringing you updates from here. But this is what we're seeing on the ground. Traffic is nowhere near what it usually is here in Soweto, or even on the highways. I mean, normally on the highways in Johannesburg, it is very difficult to commute around. But I have to tell you, it's been exceptionally easy for us. So we do understand that we are on level 4 as well. So a lot of businesses are not operating, but also gripped by fear that a lot of businesses are not operating due to the fact of this uncertainty. We also have seen a lot of different kind of warehouses that we drove through in the area. They have got big trucks outside where it's got crowd control written on the side of them. They've all been closed up. There's nothing that we are seeing. Obviously, it's still early, so we're waiting for them to open. But people are very, very weary at this point, and that's a sense that you do get. So that's what we're seeing here. We'll continue to move around, and we'll come to you live from our next location, which hopefully is Jabulani Mall.